with G. Scott.
Had a friend of mine tell me about a time he went to the gym, LA Fitness, and it was right before closing time. And he was the only one in the gym, and he wanted to get in a quick run. And so he's on the treadmill, and he's running, he's grooving, doing his thing. He's thinking about the day, something that he does all the time, getting on the treadmill, just thinking about some of the stresses and some of the takeaways from the day. He's running, and he kind of sees the lights flicker just a little bit. Sees the light flicker, and he's, oh boy, I hope this power doesn't run out. Let me get this run in. Let me finish this quick little workout. And then it happens. Boom. Power goes out. He's running, right? But the treadmill keeps going. And as he's getting ready to stop, he realizes that his Apple Watch lights up. And it lights up, and he can just see just a little bit what was going. And he was able to take that next step and continue going. And he kept running. He was like, well, man, if my Apple Watch can just light up just a little bit for me to continue to see each step, I could finish up this run. And then finally, after a while, all the lights came back on, and he looked down, and that old Apple Watch got him on that first step. That's where the Seahawks are right now, right? They went down to L.A., they lost a close one, right? The lights flickering, right? They thought the Seahawks would go down there and take care of business. 4 interceptions by Sam Darnold, and still lost by 2 points in that game. Field goal wide left. It was a rough one. And that's the Seahawks right now, going on the road, lights flickered, folks got quiet. There's a lot of self-doubt right now. But that's the thing. You don't need to light the entire season. You just need enough light for the next game, the next snap, the next drive. The Seahawks right now sit 7-3 as they get ready to head to Tennessee to play against those Titans. Sure, the Titans haven't been doing that great, but the Titans still are an NFL team. An NFL team that, no doubt about it, there will be people that will be still fighting for their jobs, still trying to take their shot at one of the best teams in the NFL in the Seattle Seahawks. But the Seahawks right now, 7-3, sitting at second place in the NFC West, still with a job to do. Offensively, this team has been producing, averaging 29.4 points a game. They've been rocking. They've been doing their thing. They're number 3 in the league when it comes to putting them points on the board. So again, the lights, yeah, they flickered a little bit of self-doubt. Oh, we don't know. Some folks don't know if we're going to make it. It's fine. It's going to be good. I think we all saw Ernest Jones IV let it be known. They got the quarterbacks back, and most fans do as well. So what is going to have to happen out here? This team needs to continue to produce, and as they have 7 games left in the regular season, it's time to really get moving. It's time to really start to play peak Seahawk football, and I think that can be done. You go on the road real quick, and then you come back home after that to play on the 30th at Lumen Field. But while this team is averaging, I think, 365, 370 yards per game on offense, which is 6th in the league, we all know that still there's some things intertwined in that offense that still needs to get a little top tier. Run game, it's been cool. It's been steady. But it needs to step up just a little bit. You never know, like sometimes when you, since I started off this reset talking about working out, you ever notice sometimes if some of you all work out, you just want to tweak your workout a little bit. You've been going 5 days a week. Yeah, you've been doing your thing. But you just want to add a little to your workout. That's all I'm saying with the offense. I'm not saying things aren't great because we all know they've been great. They've been fantastic. But you just want to, just a little bit. And just would like to see that run game step up just a little bit. And speaking of things that are stepping up, and we know this Seahawks defense has been incredible. They're allowing just 19.3 points per game. In my opinion, the Seahawks defense is the best in the NFL. They've been rocking nonstop. So while this defense is great, but he still got that little, And so what I would like to see is I would like to see the Seahawks turnover margin, right? The team right now is at a -7 in turnover differential. And we like to see the Seahawks really twist that around the next 7 games of the season. Let's get on top of the turnover battle. And what a great time to do that in Tennessee. A great time to go out there and get and cause 3+ turnovers. Yeah, I want to see 3. That's the goal. Yeah, of course we want to see the Seahawks win, but we want to see 3 turnovers caused by the Seahawks. That would be fantastic. And 0 turnovers by the Seahawks. By the way, I think 4 turnovers last week. I think the Seahawks are pretty good for a couple weeks, right? Is that fair to say? So, again, as this team gets ready to take care of the next 7 games, and in that 7 games, you got the Tennessee Titans, right? You still got to play the Rams again. You got to play the Niners again. So, and I think, I believe the Vikings as well. I think you got the Colts. So, you got some good games that's going to be coming up, but I think they are primed and ready to go. We'll see what happens with the big fella, Gray Zabel. We heard that there was some good news as far as structurally everything's okay. So, we'll see. Sounds like that's day to day. But when big fella went down, I was a little bit nervous. You probably were a little bit nervous as well. Like, ooh, what does this mean? So we take a breath and we say, what is needed for this team to be successful going forward? The offense is clicking. The defense is doing well. But again, that rush, the run game has to be something. Now I wonder, one of the things that we have been talking about all season is we've been talking about K9 and how he's averaging about 9-10 carries a game. And then I mentioned with Me-Bane, I'm like, man, it would be nice to see him, man, pull out all stops. Let's see him get to that 15-16 carries a game because, look, I'll tell you this. K9 is special. Like when you see him run that thing, that dude can go inside, outside. He is not a back that is like, you can't really predict what he's going to do. Some running backs that you see in this game, you kind of know what type of runner they are. You know, this is no shot at Zach Charbonnet. Zach, you've been fantastic this season, but you kind of know what type of runner that Zach Charbonnet is inside zone, boom, heavy, big back, as they say. Love his game. But that K9, man, whew, he's special. And so to see him get 15, 16 carries against the Rams, is that possible going forward? Will we continue to see that? Because this team goes as K9 goes. I mean, that dude really could, man, he gets out there, he moves the chains, he makes that defense really have to play honest. And when that play action happens to K9, woo, those linebackers got to respect it. So K9, seeing what he does, let's see if he gets about 15, 16 carries on the road. Now, this team, even though they lost just last week on the road, they have still been successful on the road. So all stops, all bets is for them to get this win out there. And, of course, like we talked about, getting that turnover momentum going. Now, as far as on the defensive line, man, that defensive line has been incredible. The ability to constantly rush forward. Now, sure, there's some blitz packages, but the best defenses out there are the ones where the big fellas up front can just go for 4. When you're doing that, you're causing a lot of problems out there in the back. You're getting coverage sacks and everything. Matthew Stafford was uncomfortable against the Seahawks. I had gone over and watched the games again, and seeing Matthew Stafford versus the Seahawks is not the same Matthew Stafford against other teams, at least this season. And I'm not just saying this because, of course, you know, I'm a Seahawks homer and Seahawks fan and covering the Seahawks. No, I'm being serious. I think you all know that as well. Matthew Stafford was uncomfortable against the Seahawks. And don't worry, Matthew, you guys to come on up here to Lumen Field, where I think the Seahawks will be ready for you. So back to what I was saying about this Seahawks D-line. Hey, keep that up. this D-line is going to be something that is going to be very instrumental in this team making a real deep run towards the playoffs, if in the playoffs and beyond. So that's important. And you want to know how I know that this defense is legit? Now you guys know me. I say things and people like to, you guys know I come out and I'll say if I believe somebody is the best or some unit is the best. I'm not just saying that. I'm not going to sit here and say Sam Darnold is the best quarterback in the NFL. Do I think Sam Darnold is one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL? Yes, I do. Even with the game that he had last week. Do I think Jackson Smith-Njigba is the best in the world? Yes, I do. Do I think the Seahawks defense is the best in the NFL? Absolutely. And you want to know how I know this defense is good? I know this defense is good is because when I talk to former Seahawks players that were on good defenses, even they say, hey, that defense is all right. Having Mebane, the anchor of some of the greatest defenses of all time, come on and say, man, that defense is good. That lets you know. Why is this defense good? Well, I guess we can say that's what John Snyder was looking for when he brought in Coach Mike McDonald from those Ravens. The boy knows what he's doing with that defense. So shout out to them. And I think this offense and everything has been complimentary. I think special teams, there's 3 phases to the game: offense, defense, special teams. This Seahawks is right there. So they're 7-3, getting ready to go on the road to play against the Titans. Man, got to get that dub. So I'm going to end this early. Let's get this win. And, of course, next week is Thanksgiving. On Monday, we will do a show, and we need to be doing a celebratory show. Down goes Frazier with the Seahawks winning. Need that. Before I get ready to close out, man, today's a special day for your boy. Yeah. Today marks 11 years that I have been able to hold a microphone and be in this radio world, now in the podcast world, but 11 years. So I'm grateful for this day. I think I'm going to go and reward myself with something because you don't make it that far. But the reason why I bring that up, because I want to tell you guys something, is that when I first got in this space, and maybe you're in a space that you're in, have you ever heard of imposter syndrome? You ever heard of that? Imposter syndrome is basically where you just feel that you just don't belong, and you just kind of feel like you're in a space or in a room that you feel intimidated and you're scared to be there, and you're scared that people are going to find you out, and because maybe you feel like you lack the skills or the talent to be in that room. But let me just tell you something. You're in the room. You're in the room. And I suffered from that for a long time in this space. Right? I was very intimidated in this space because I felt like there were a lot of people that says, well, he's probably not that, he's not that, and all those things. But let me just tell you, when you have that imposter syndrome, right? Keep going. Don't stop. And there's this somebody in your voice. There's this in your head that's telling you, oh, no, you belong. No, you actually do belong. You're actually real good at this. And you might want to ignore that person. That's the thing. That person that's in your head, that person is you years from now. He's just trying to, or she's just trying to introduce themselves to you, your subconscious, right? Your subconscious of who you're going to be months and years from now is trying to tell you, let's go. You got this. So this is for you. That voice in your head that's talking to you, say hello. Don't be scared. That's the person that's going to pull you and continue you for greatness. So anyway, that's it for me. I just wanted to drop that little word of encouragement to all of you. And cheers to me. Boom, boom, boom. It's 11 years. I got to roll. We'll do this again. Make sure you like and subscribe and send to all your friends. We're over 5,000 subscribers, right? It's been great. It's been good. So Have a good one. Have a great weekend. If you don't see this episode this week and next week, happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. Appreciate you rocking with me. Love you for that. And as always, be kind.